Hi, thanks for joining me. My name is Karin from Rustic River Home. Today I'm going to transform an Ikea watering can into something a bit more interesting. I'm going to start off with a bit of texture, so I'm mixing some Saltwash with Fusion's Limestone into a medium consistency. I'm using a chip brush to paint the mixture onto the can, but I'm also going to stipple where I want more texture. I'm stippling quite a bit here where the raised number is, just to disguise it because I don't want it there. But I'm not too worried because I'll be adding some molds over it too. I'm just covering the entire can. I'm going to use some IOD's air dry clay today because I want to glue the castings onto a curved surface. So I'm dusting the molds with some cornstarch to ensure that the castings will release easy and not stick to the mold. There are measurements on the mold, so you know exactly how much clay you will need for each casting. I pulled a piece of clay off and I'm just softening it and using my fingers to spread the clay into the mold, breaking off the excess and smoothing the clay to level the back so it will sit flush on the can. IOD molds have a micro rim, which is a raised edge around the cavity to help get a crisp, clean edge. I'm just repeating the process and making all the castings I need for the can. I'm now removing the castings, and because I use the cornstarch to dust the mold, the castings are releasing very easy. The best way is to roll it out by bending the mold so that you don't have to pull on the casting and distort it, and just carefully guide it out. I'm going to go ahead and glue all the castings onto the can with some tight bond wood glue. I'm just using a paintbrush to apply the glue to the back of the castings and carefully positioning the castings onto the can. I accidentally broke the mushroom casting, but it's not a problem. I will just glue it in position and connect the pieces again. I think I need another 2 castings, so I'm just making those and also gluing it into place. I'm happy with the positioning, and I will now carefully paint the castings the same color, the Fusion's Limestone. The castings are still wet and can be easily damaged, so I'm not pressing hard and I'm really being gentle. I'm not using the Saltwash mixture, only the paint. I'm also just giving the entire can a second coat for full coverage and just painting the spots of mist. The paint has now dried, and I will proceed with adding some Fusion Algonquin by dry brushing the entire can. After dipping my paintbrush into the paint, I'm wiping most off onto the paper towel and lightly painting over the high edges of the textured paint. I'm going to use some Pentart's Rust Effect paint set to imitate a bit of rust on the can. This set contains 4 acrylic colors and some 3D powder to create some extra texture. And I've just added some of the paint and the 3D powder onto the plate. Using an old paintbrush, I will start adding the colors and layering it to create some rust. I'm drying it in between so the paint has more of a layered effect. At any time during this video, please feel free to hit the subscribe button to follow me for more DIY projects. I think I'm done with the rust effect paint, and I'm just toning it all down by adding some of the Saltwash mixture where the rust effect is too dark, until I'm happy that it looks as natural as possible. You just have to play around until you find what you like. I'm happy with that, and I'm going to add some Pentart's moss effect paste to the can on places where I think moss would naturally grow. I'm using the dark green and light green moss effect pastes and the grass effect paste. The combination of the three colors work well together for a more realistic effect. The last step is to make the mushrooms pop a bit with some Pentart's metallic pastes, and I'm just adding some with my finger. I'm happy with how the watering can turned out, and I will list the products I used in the description. Thank you for watching, and please leave a comment or give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to follow me for more DIY projects. Till next time.